Okay, so it's around 4 a.m. right now. I've just woken up. I've actually slept quite long yesterday, so I guess it's time to wake up early and start this day. It's Sunday, and I start at Sunday for a reason because I have an online shop, and most of the people actually do shopping at weekends. So my work days are usually the off days of other people. Right now it's around 5 a.m. I don't know if you hear this, but there are just some bunch of people, like some old men, some old women, who are actually arguing right now. It's literally 5 o'clock, and they're literally screaming so loud that I hear them on the other side of the street. So that's just a great example of how this country actually looks like from the inside. You know, being colonized is one thing, but how people in the colonized countries turn out to be, that's a whole different story. And it's like, this country is so full of shit, you know, and there are so many other countries where people just, there's no fucking way they could get out of this, just for the simple reason. Let's say that I'd be the person who could help them to get out of their situations. I wouldn't do this. Okay, if someone behaves like this, I hope you're not hearing this, but if someone behaves like this, people like me are not willing at all to even talk with them. And that's the problem. This is one of the biggest reasons why those people never get out of their situations. Because they are just stuck, because the way they behave makes them, you know, stops them in their tracks, just straight away. No one will want to help them. So, I'm right now in a place where I've been for the last 6 months or so. It's my grandma's former house, and I kind of try to you know to remind myself that it's actually just a temporary place. That's why I sleep in quite strange environment, with, you know, this shitty pillow, and actually with a sleeping bag, uh, just to remind myself that, you know, I'm here temporary, and my goal is to leave this place and move to a better place in my life. Oh, but Nicholas, someone would say, but they need help. Yes, absolutely, I totally agree. They do need help. And those people who live around them also need help. But here's the number one rule that I have learned in business. Although I did make a pretty fast progress, the progress isn't as fast as I'd like it to be. Before someone gets help, they need to prove that they actually deserve it. Okay, and I will tell you why. Because some people who are idealistic and kind-hearted, just as I was, will probably not get it. But I finally managed to get to a point where one, I will have more time, so I will probably do more vlogging, and two, hopefully I will start today some pretty big step in my life. So here's the story. I've actually worked with at least a couple of people, which I did try to help. I've literally invested all my money, all my time, and all my energy and all my skills to actually help them get going with something. And they were really they had much bigger potential than those people who were screaming back there. So, you know, I did have some high hopes with, you know, them and their projects, and
it ended up me losing absolutely all my time, all my energy, and all my money invested in those projects and those people, and it made me end up in pretty bad place more than once. And you know, when it happened for the first time in my, let's say, business career, or when I was learning business, I thought, you know, okay, maybe I made some mistakes, maybe I did something wrong, maybe I met the wrong people, maybe it was the wrong project. But when I made it the second time, when I made it for the third time, and every time when I was trying to help people who didn't prove that they are worth the help, it ended up just not only being a totally shitty project, which didn't work out, or worked out to some degree based on what I've put in, and making me, you know, just having absolutely nothing out of it, apart from understanding this one simple rule: if you want to help someone, first make sure that they prove that they are worth the help. Okay, because in other ways it's just not gonna work. Okay, it's not worth the risk. It's just not worth it. Okay, it's just not. So this is what I would like to share with you in those series of vlogs, because you know, there's just so much of this success propaganda, all of those people who are basically doing this strategy of fake it till you make it, because that's literally, in most cases, just that. You know, those people who actually succeeded in life, they've went through so much shit and through so much problems that, you know, you either have a very good start because you were born in, you're just the next generations of people who actually achieved anything. How they achieved it, that's a different story, but they actually have some resources that you can actually use. I wasn't that lucky. I wasn't in a family that would actually support me with this kind of support. Most support that I've been given by my family was basically just to help me survive and nothing else. Anything else that I've actually achieved in my life is something that I had to achieve basically by myself. So I wasn't that lucky to you know, to get born in a rich family, and all those stories, you know, from zero to hero, like the amount of work and the amount of problems and the amount of shit that people go through to actually go through this, you know, this archetypical story of from zero to hero is just so much that actually if someone tells you that they've went through this story, and they actually did, you can be pretty sure that they've been through a lot of shit. And even if they get to a certain point in their life where you could say they are successful, they still handle a lot of problems. They're just got pretty good usually at handling them. If you know me by now, you probably either know me personally or you're some kind of CIA spy who's spying on me. But so apart from this, right now I have like 69 YouTube subscribers, so that's not too much, and like maybe 100 or 200 or so likes on Facebook. So it's not something big right now, and I don't know if it will actually ever be big, because my target audience is like 1 to maybe 10% of the general population of any country, probably. When you go into business, you go into business because you want to do something that you believe in. You go into business because you want to do something that you love. And then, if you're really good at business, you see that you've actually learned, and you're most likely a specialist, first and foremost, in being a firefighter. You know, fighting all those fires that happen within any project that's there. You know, because of people, because of finance, because of government, because of laws, because of unexpected problems, because of literally anything, and you will need to be able to handle them or you will fail in business, and that's the biggest problem. And I'm not sure if it's everyone's story, but I'm pretty sure this was my story, learning business for the last 7 years in actual, real life. But despite this fact, I do believe more in quality than in quantity right now. So I would be more happy to have 100 great viewers who are actually also my clients than 100,000 of people who just watch my videos for whatever reason. So my general intention is not to be some sort of a celebrity, although I might end up one at some point. But my general idea, or what I want to achieve, is I want to actually show and share some quality with you, and actually give you some value. If you know this movie with Tom Cruise, when he basically starts over again and again and again, but with each starts he does a few steps more to progress in his story. That's literally, well, not literally, but that's almost the exact same scenario that I've been through, and probably kind of still going through in my projects and in my business. I've literally started at least 20 different projects, probably more, during my lifetime, and with each time I've reached a certain point where I've just failed, and I just couldn't, or just didn't want, because of the amounts of stress, to continue a certain project, and I've just started over with something new after I've regenerated, and it happened literally more than 20 times for sure. Right now I'm really seeing a lot of bullshit that's just around, circulating the online world, and people are constantly doing this fake it till you make it strategy, and I'm just fed up with this, because I'm doing some personal development for like more than 17 years right now, and I'm doing business for 7 years, and I'm still struggling, or still having some problems with some things, and I still need to do more and achieve more, and actually learn new things to be able to handle life in general and business. So all those people who are just selling you this sexist propaganda, basically, is just so full of shit, really, and there's just so much of the behind of the scenes that you just never see. And what I'd like to show you is just the no bullshit behind the scenes of life and business in the actual real environment, with no bullshit, pure facts, and showing you the ups and the downs of doing business, and the stuff that I've learned along the way, because it's been quite a while and I've had quite rough experiences. But I did learn to deal with many different issues, many different problems. And I think that at this point, after those 17 years and 7 years of business, I'm actually pretty good at handling with them and dealing with them. So I hope that what I will share with you will actually help you. That was my business story. That was the way I was learning business. So the stuff that I will teach you and show you and tell you about are purely the stuff that I've personally experienced, stuff that I've been through, and it's not all glitter. It's literally it's usually shit, just a big amounts of shit that you within time learn how to deal with, because the problems will still exist, the problems will still happen, and they will still arise. Just after some time, you get better and better at handling them, and that's probably the key to success in business. If you don't have enough backup, you just need to be really good in dealing with problems, and that's just the whole story, really.
Welcome to the new stage of my life, and hopefully maybe a new stage of your life, where I hopefully will inspire you to do some great stuff, and maybe avoid some of my mistakes, and make life better, because that's basically what we can do here in this life. We can just make this life better and hope that it's gonna be worth seeing and watching when we go back and see ourselves in the past and see how it goes and see how it went, actually. So, see you next time.